Welcome back to another day here on the Winter's Lorcana channel. Today, we are playing Dinh It to Win It. I don't know if that's what he calls the deck, but that's what I'm calling it. And if he doesn't, total miss on his part. Dinh, the champion of the Australian DLC. There is a fantastic interview over on the Lorcana Goons channel. I will link it down below. You should check it out. They interview Dinh himself, and he talks about the breakdown of this deck, how he put it together, all of the testing he does for it. It's pretty crazy. You should definitely give that a listen. But more importantly, he also tells you kind of how to play the deck, how to do the mulligan, what you're looking for, and why you're looking for it. It's going to do it a lot more justice than I ever would here right now. I'm going to point out the things that I like about this deck. The number one thing that I like about this deck is the ink. There's only 8 uninkables in red-blue. That's wild. So that for us is 4 copies of Be Prepared.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
And 4 copies of How Far I'll Go. Okay, cool. We also have 2 copies of Let It Go and 3 copies of Grandma Tala, 3 copies of Hiram. Everything else in the deck is a 4 of. So those are the only 3 cards that are not 4 ofs. Everything else is a 4 of. That also makes this deck just so much more consistent. Honestly, it's easy. This deck is kind of easy to play, especially if you watch how he says you should do the mulligan and what you're looking for. If you can just follow those general tips. I'll try to do it justice here, but really you should listen from the master himself. So basically, we're looking for a turn 2 ramper. From my understanding, if you don't have a turn 2 ramp in your opening hand, send all 7 cards back. All 7. So if you don't have a Tipo or a Sail, send all 7 back. You're looking for one of them. Ideally, you're looking for Tipo, and this was the more interesting of the two. Why Tipo instead of Sail? Because Tipo takes cards out of your hand, thins your hand faster, while Sail lets you draw a card, so you kind of you're breaking a little more even with Sail than you are with Tipo. So why Tipo? And it's interesting that Tipo hits the board, and a lot of times your opponents don't want to just deal with the Tipo. He's so weak and pathetic anyway that, for at least in Dinh's words, you can quest 5, 6, 7 times. It's free lore with Tipo. You don't get the free lore with Sail. But in my games, I also noticed that I kind of wanted a body on the board sometimes for other reasons, so you'll see that. The deck is fun. It's a shark deck.
Really? Because you're looking at me like I have a shark head.
That's what it does. You want to get shark down, you want to do shark things, play a bunch of cards, removal, card draw, and then McDuck Manor's definitely like the MVP. Yeah, MVP. The letters. Sports ball is hard for me. But one of the best cards in the deck, because a lot of times it feels like you might be running out of gas, or you just need to get over the threshold, and McDuck Manor gets you there every single time you need it. It's amazing. Now, let's jump on in and see if we can't win a few. Jumping on into game 1 here with SouthPaw. We are playing SouthPaw today because, well, he's a great player, but also he was the only one to show up to the card shop because it was Super Bowl Sunday. So everybody was busy apparently. But we are playing our red-blue versus what appears to be Emerald, Amber, and SouthPaw, I'm sure you guys are aware by now, likes to play these crazy off-the-wall things, so we never really know what to expect. But I do see a location, so my first thought is there's probably gonna be some Fix It Felixes. He likes to run those. They do replace themselves when you have a location in place. So, you know, that's probably what we're gonna see. And he inks one. Okay, big tail. And then Lilo! Zombie Lilo coming on down. This card can be a little annoying because no matter how many times you deal with it, it keeps coming back. The only way for our deck to deal with it permanently would be to hit it with a Let It Go. And that's pretty expensive to get rid of a single Lilo, and we only have 2 of those in the deck, so that's not very likely. So our biggest goal is going to be to get something like a Super Goof down or a Maui and be able to just swing at it every turn. That's the upside to Lilo. it has to enter play exerted. So it is challengeable. We're going to play Popsicle, just replace our cards, having ramped with Sail. So we're actually in a pretty solid spot. I'm looking to play a turn 4 drop, and I happen to have Super Goof in my hand, the perfect answer to said Lilo. And here's the Fix-It Felix. It replaces itself because he has a location in play, and he's preemptively moving Fix-It to the location, which makes me think we might see the Speedway location soon, because that location requires you to move a character to it from another location. So the preemptive setup has me thinking that might be what we're in for. Gonna play Super Goof. He does have Rush, get to challenge Lilo, and that gains us 2 lore every time Goof challenges. And here in a moment, I'll put the dice on Goof, just calculating everything, moving my lore counter off the screen there. Don't worry, we'll get the damage on him. It does happen. And then we're passing turn. And I'm not quite sure what to expect on turn 3. He inks a kit, which does surprise me a little bit. I know it's his turn 4, so it's his 4th ink, but I would have almost expected to see kit. Force me to replay Goofy. Instead, we're gonna shift Fix-It Felix into Fix-It Felix. So now his location has additional willpower. Luckily for me, I happen to have Big Boy Maui, so that won't be too much of an issue. We're gonna go ahead and ink. The Flavershim is interesting as an ink choice because I have Popsicle in play. There's only 4 Popsicles. Those are the only items that Flavershim can interact with. So it's interesting. It's funny playing this deck how much more often Flavershim becomes ink, because he's just not as relevant or as important as your standard red-blue deck. Loving this Dinh deck. It's fantastic. Anyway, plays the Maui, takes out the Fix-It Felix, do some damage to the location. And we got a really outstanding Go-Go Tamago, gaining 4 lore for SouthPaw off of my Maui. That it's never actually happened to me, having that somebody gain max lore off of my Maui. And here we have it. And laying down a Fred. When Fred is challenged, he gains 2 lore. So he's setting up really strong here to take out a whole bunch of lore really quickly. Now, I have a decision to make. Maui can take out the location, but Goof can take out the location too. But since there's nothing else to challenge, I'm likely going to challenge the location with my Maui because he can't quest. It makes sense. Here comes the challenge, taking it out. It was a decision point because, like I said, Goof did have the right amount of damage for it. But ultimately, it doesn't matter when there's nothing else to challenge. We're going to play Visions of the Future. What I'm looking for here is our Maui Shark. I have yet to see one in this game, and that is super annoying. Well, I'm looking at this hand, and my first thought is, do I take a How Far I'll Go, or do I take the Visions and dig even deeper? I opt for the How Far I Go because it does dig in the deck, and it ramps, and Goof can sing it. So that's everything that went into that decision. Oh yeah, what do you think about that new animation? I made this animation because I thought it would be fun because I knew I played the card a lot in this deck. But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe moving forward, I will try to do animations primarily for legendary cards, with some exceptions for some super rares and some very rare exceptions for some rare levels, but probably not down in the common, uncommon range. I don't know. It feels like the animations are kind of special, and I'm just making them for everything I feel like. Unless you guys love it, let me know in the comments down below. Finally get that Flavershim down, draw 2 cards. Can't believe that How Far I'll Go saw 2 popsicles on the top. That's wild. Zombie Lilo is back. There it is. I told you I'd put the damage on Goof. I told you I would. It only took forever, but I got there. Now we got a Lyle. And I don't remember, but I think Flavershim might have the Reckless from Lyle. I don't remember for certain. We're gonna find out together, you, me, and I. Alright, so I'm seeing every single Maui in my deck, except the shark variants. I think at some point in this game, I do in fact see all 4 Maui hero to all. But I do not. I do not see my shark when I'm supposed to see my shark. Alright, Flavership is challenging. He's probably the one that had Reckless. We're gonna take out that Lilo. Gotta stop that thing. But taking out 2 characters means I lose 2 lore, and then I gain 2 lore back from Goof, so we go back down to 0 and then back up to 2. So that's what happened there with my lore, if you noticed. And now we're just going to play Pirate's Life. Finally, gaining the lore, moving on up. And we're going to ink a Maui because I've seen every single one of them all game. Now we pass the turn back and Zombie Lilo returning yet again. I have a feeling we're going to see Lilo every single turn moving forward. Playing Prince Philip. Okay. I like the Lilo play because I do have to challenge it effectively. He's getting very high on lore, and it's me having to challenge it eventually does mean one of my characters is eventually going to kick the can, go to the banish zone, or it stops me from questing with, say, Super Goof. The upside with Super Goof, of course, is he does gain the lore. I need to deal with this Lyle, though. This Lyle is becoming problematic. If I can't deal with him, I'm going to continue to keep losing lore. And then the Super Goof isn't nearly so good. Alright, still digging for a shark. This time I do take the visions instead of the how far I'll go. And finally, we're gonna keep on digging. There it is, Brawl. That's what I'm looking for. I want a shark. So we're gonna take Pirate's Life because I want a shark. It doesn't matter how much Lyle keeps kicking off. If I get a shark down, we're just gonna win the game. That's how powerful shark is. That even Lyle is not strong enough to keep us down. Alright, got a couple of decision points here. I can't attack Go, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to instead sing How Far I'll Go. And that's going to let me look at the top 2. Easy choice. We're taking Grandma here. Just another card for us to keep filtering and looking, trying to find that shark. Like I said, once we get the shark, this game's over. This is the longest it's ever taken me to find a shark. Alright, we challenge Lilo. So the challenge gains us 2 lore. Then Lilo's banished and then we lose 1 lore. So all in all, we technically gain 1 lore. Still need the Lyle to go though. It's super annoying. Play another Pirate's Life. Again, I love Pirate's Life here. SouthPaw would have won this game a long time ago if we weren't able to take away his lore. So this is fantastic. Zombie Lilo making another return. And another Prince Philippe. Alright, this is where the magic happens. I don't think I have a choice. I need to brawl the Lyle and play a Be Prepared. And we want to brawl the Lyle because I don't want to lose a lore for all the characters he has. So, a little 2-card combo, but it's the best thing really. And I do draw the Brawl. Or I already had it in my hand. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. All I knew is I needed a Brawl. Because I already had the Be Prepared. I know for certain I had that. So now I'm thinking about it. Can he win next turn? What am I gonna do? Do I need to sacrifice my characters first? Running through all the lines, and it's easy. I'm just gonna quest with what's questable. There's nothing to sing, so Maui's not going to sing. I'm going to cast the Brawl, get rid of the Lyle. That way I don't lose any lore. And then we're just gonna play.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
Loving that animation. Sometimes it's nice to go outside of the norm. So for my animations, I've been largely using the card art, but for this one, I knew I wanted to use the iconic scene from the movie. So that's what you saw right there. The scene from the movie. All right, Zombie Lilo's back again. Oh, top decking another Be Prepared. My first thought is, should I do it? Nah, we're gonna dig. I just need shark. That's all it's coming down to. I just need the shark. Where the heck is the shark? I've looked at like 75% of the deck so far. Have not seen a shark. There's another Visions. So we're gonna take that. Surely I can't miss a shark in the top 80% of the deck. Or can I? I don't know. Probably. It's definitely hiding from me. Now I'm opting to ink the McDuck Manors because I'm so far behind. I need to be active more on the board, I think, in a way that I can interact with his characters. McDuck Manors don't interact with the characters. There it is. I find 2 sharks. Of course I do. But with the shark in hand, I won't be able to play it this turn. But yeah, I'm feeling really, really good. So let's try to be ink efficient this turn. I can't play the shark. What else can I play instead? Well, I has a Maui, and a Maui takes out a Lilo. And a Maui's got quite a sizable butt, so he's going to be able to take out Lilo at least 4 more times, unless of course Kit wants to challenge into him. And there it is, Lilo is back. I've never faced so much Lilo aggression. Oh, there it is. We've seen an Ursula. SouthPaw laughing. It's like, oh, I got it a turn too late. I'm like, no, look, I got another Be Prepared. And then, of course, there's the Pirate's Life. Yeah, that's what you want to take. You want to take the Pirate's Life. Make me earn it back with my shark. All right, ready, set, and draw. All right, I think it's time. I think we all know it's time. First, we're going to challenge the Lilo, and then we're going to take out the Kit. Again, SouthPaw's at 16 lore, so we don't want to dilly-dally. And here we go!
Really? Because you're looking at me like I have a... shark head.
Only been looking the entire game for you, Maui. Where have you been this whole time? What the heck? Alright, well, we finally got the Maui shark down. And Lilo's back, yet again. What I like about Lilo coming back, guarantees shark has a target. So, you know, this should be pretty easy. Fred is coming down as well. But the Lilo being sideways is massive for us. Because, like I said, Maui Shark needs something to challenge. And if he's going to keep bringing back Lilo, I'm going to keep having a challenge target. Alright, here we go, singing How Far I'll Go. Don't forget, we gain the lore from Shark for playing that. Brings me up to 11. And of course, we get to ramp. We get another card in our hand. Love How Far I'll Go. One of the 8 uninkables in the deck. Alright. Got lots of options. Just trying to decide what's the best thing, you know. But ultimately, I think it's just another shark.
Really? Because you're looking at me like I have a... shark head.
I did notice it immediately, even in person while we were playing. Oh, I should have played shark first before I played How Far I Go. I lost out on a lore. I actively noticed it immediately after it happened. That's how it always goes, right? Well, we're gonna get back the Pirate's Life. Gonna challenge the Lilo, get that off the board. And then I should be able to ink here. And then now we're gonna play a Pirate's Life and gain 4 lore because both sharks are in play. Also brings down SouthPaw. Yeah, what a huge lore swing when you got multiple sharks in play. That's absolutely wild. Alright, now I'm feeling like it's pretty much impossible to lose from this point. 2 sharks, Maui hero to all, Grandma Tala in play. Emerald Chromacon. Now that is an annoying answer to the shark, isn't it? Shark needs to challenge, but if it banishes, and it will, it's got a huge attack, he just gets to bounce anything he wants. And I find 2, be prepared. So now we just quest out, go to 18. And then when I play be prepared, I will gain 2 lore off of both of the Mauis, taking me straight up to 20 and right into victory. Jumping on into game 2, we are playing against my good buddy, Max Illuminary. As you all should be aware by now, there is a link in the description down below for Max's channel. Be sure to go check him out. He opens up a lot of Lorcana product, does a lot of interesting tests with them, and it's an all-around really fun channel, especially if you love cracking packs. Now, the other interesting thing, Mac is getting fairly close to 1,000 subscribers. If you could all do me the personal favor of going to Mac's channel and subscribing, help him get to the 1,000 so he can monetize. I know that would greatly help him out, and I would very much appreciate it as well. Let's just keep growing this Lorcana community. Alright, so we're playing against Amethyst. I was too busy talking about Mac to really notice what he inked, so no, it was a broom. It was a broom. I edited this video. I remember. So we got Chernobog's, and he inks an Olaf, and I'm sitting here thinking, holy crap. I haven't seen Olaf since set 2, maybe set 3. It's been so long. There's too many good characters that come down early now with 3 strength that the Olafs kind of got phased out, didn't they? Anyway, trading a Chernobog for a card, playing another Chernobog, dropping a Pegasus, and I'm thinking to myself, what are the odds? What are the odds that he actually has the Shift Pegasus? I don't know. I feel like you don't play Little Pegasus unless you have Shift Pegasus at this point. So, I'm thinking about it, but I don't really have any answers until I get to Maui Shark anyway, so I'm not thinking about it too hard. We're going to stick to the game plan here, play Tipo, keep ramping. We really want our turn 3 to have a 4 drop. That's kind of like the biggest thing we could do in our deck. And if push comes to shove, if I don't have a character to play like a Goof or a Flaversham, considering I have Popsicle down, you want your turn 4 to play to be a how far I'll go. That's like the backup plan. You always want to turn or 4 drop on turn 3. And again, how far I'll go is a fantastic one, but if you have a character, they usually are the right answer. And there it is! Shift Pegasus! I didn't actually think we were going to see it. I figured it's probably in his deck, but I didn't think we were actually going to see it. Okay, well, ready, set, and draw. So like I said, we just need to ink, and we need to play a character, and I'm thinking we're going to play adhere here because of Popsicle. And sure enough, that is exactly what we're going to do. Cracking the Popsicle, drawing 2 cards. Now, the upside to playing a character is that it can sing the how far I'll go. Now, I did ink the Super Goof. I think normally, if this was any other situation, if this wasn't a Pegasus with Evasive on the other side of the board, we probably would have inked the Flaversham and played the Super Goof. Just as a friendly heads up. Well, here we go. Now we're getting a Genie coming down. Another evasive character, also questing for 2. I'm starting to think here, wait a minute. Am I going to be able to keep up with this? Is he going to be able to outquest me? I can't exactly challenge him. My turn 5 Maui is actively not a threat to him. So, what am I? How do I interact with this board? And I think the answer is we just need to ramp. So we're playing a sail, which means I have my ink for turn. I have a sell ink. That's 2 inks so far. And now I'm going to play a how far I'll go. Alright, with the ink from the how far I'll go, I will get a 3rd ink this turn. So there it is, which actually incidentally becomes my first ink because I haven't. There's my regular ink. There it is. And there's my ink from the sale. I just went from 4 to 7. And that's right, another how far I'll go hard cast. That brings me to 8. I just went from 4 ink to 8 ink on this turn. You know how to deal with really good questing, aggressive, evasive characters? Is to just give yourself all the ink in the world to hit them with a be prepared. And that's exactly what we've done. I am prepared to be prepared now. So I'm just now kind of hoping that Mac plays to the board. It's, you know, a lot of players make the mistake of forgetting to actually count their opponent's ink, and they will look at their ink and say, oh hey, I'm gonna ink for the 5th time, it's the 5th turn, I don't need to worry about be prepared for 2 more turns, without really looking across the board. It doesn't happen every time. A lot of you guys will catch it, which is really good, really important, keep on that. But it does occasionally happen where you will count how much ink there is for your opponent based on what you have, because you're so focused on your own turn. That's what I was hoping would happen here. That did not happen. I wanted him to overextend into the board, but we're gonna play it anyway. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
I just have to get those high questing characters out of here. Really no choice. I really did need to just play the be prepared. If I would have let those characters have an additional turn of questing, I think I probably would have lost this game. So, very important. But what I'm thinking here is it also doesn't hurt me to pop off be prepared and then hope that he just is, you know, dumps to the board after that, because I have another be prepared in my hand. I am doubly prepared to be prepared. And I'm drawing my card, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, yeah, let's just do it again.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
Okay. Well, Mac is down to 2 cards in his hand, 3 with his card draw. So he has 3 more cards for me to have to deal with. I'm feeling pretty good. Now watch this be the turn that he just dumps to the board. Here comes a Pegasus. Here comes the White Rose. I always want to call it a White Rose. It's the White Rose. And gains the lore, goes up to 13 now. My goodness. So it's 4 to 13. He has characters in his deck that just gain lore, so we have to keep that calculation in our head. But nothing's easier to calculate than a Maui shark.
Really? Because you're looking at me like I have a shark head.
If I ever go back and change an animation, it'll be the Maui shark. That's probably the one I'm least happy with. Of all the animations I've done so far, I'm least happy with the shark. Alright, a timely Ursula. And he has choices here, but you know they're going to take the Pirate's Life. That is just the card to snipe out of a shark deck. Funny enough, 2 different opponents, both playing green, both playing Ursula, both getting timely Pirate Lives out of my hand, and both playing Lyle. What the heck? These guys weren't even at the shop together. Like, Mac, I don't even know where Mac lives. We just talk on the internet and play over Discord. That's why you don't see my hand in my games with Mac. Because if I were to show you my hand on camera, Mac would be able to see my hand because it's on Discord. So he does quests, which I do find interesting because, yeah, Shark just gets to get stuff back now. So, okay. We do challenge. You get rid of the Pegasus. That way there's no big shifting Pegasus. We're going to hard cast to let it go. Get rid of the Lyle. And I am realizing I did it wrong again there too. I should have let go the Lyle first and then challenged the Pegasus. Then I wouldn't have lost the lore. Well, I gained 2 lore back from Shark, so yeah, I could be at 8 based on just that last turn alone. Plays another Ursula, showing my hand. It is a shark. I has other shark. That was my only calculation last turn, was do I play the Pirate's Life or do I play a shark and then play the Pirate's Life in the following turn? And I just felt like the Pirate's Life was better.
Really? Because you're looking at me like I have a shark head.
But it ain't better now. Double sharks. Now, this is a fun spot for me because if Mac ever turns anything sideways, I think we don't win the game on the spot, but ultimately we just win the game. Because if my shark gets back a pirate's life, that's such a big lore swing for me. It'd be so hard for him to come back. But I am also thinking what I need is to find another Be Prepared, because this is that scary bit where you just play your characters to the board until you have enough lore, and then you just quest with everything. So right now he's at 13, could go to 17, and then don't forget he does have goats, he does have roses. So that's a 6 lore swing. So in theory, he could top deck a goat or a white rose and just be able to win next turn. Okay, how do I stop that? Well, visions is a great way to start. I'm going to gain 2 lore from the sharks for playing in action. All right, I'm looking for a way. I need to deal with one of these characters. So Brawl is good. Be Prepared is fantastic. I mean, I don't want to play a Be Prepared, but if it's what I got, that is what I got. All right. And it's hard to tell, but I think I found a pirate's life, if I recall correctly, which is another fantastic answer for us. Playing 6. Yeah, it is pirate's life. There we go. That's a 4 lore gain, 2 lore away from them for a total of a 6 lore swing. Brings me to 16. Now I quest for 3, go to 19, and I'm thinking I can't lose, right? They can quest for 6, go to 17. They have 1 card in hand. Genie, not a bad card. And then they're able to play Kit. All right, if I didn't find Pirate's Life, actually, I think we could have been in serious trouble there. Sure, it wasn't a goat for instant victory, but yeah, that's a lot of pressure on the other side of the board. Thankfully, though, all I have to do is ready, set, draw, and quest. But as always, I like to win with style, with flair, so be prepared. That's right, no animation on the last one because the game's over. I just gained 2 lore.